Hello, world! Is everybody here? Hope I'm doing it right. Hi, everybody. I'm starting these Instagram lives from my home studio. I'm going to try to do these every day, at least half an hour, to connect with you guys, make you feel not alone. Hello, Geeks Domain. Hello, Manny. Hello, Najia. Hello, Hapkido. Forgive me if I get names wrong. Hi, Hazel. Hi, friends. I just want to start by saying thank you for joining me today. And this is a Newman mic. I'm going to take all kinds of questions, so don't worry about that. And before we start, I just want to say thank you to everyone who participated yesterday and gave their suggestions of who I should talk about today. And that was a lot of fun. And I want to say to everyone, stay healthy, stay safe, stay home, and hug your loved ones. And I just wish everyone that's not well to feel better and that we all get through this crisis together. So I had no choice. Maybe you guys can guess who had to win the first day. Raven. Yay! Everybody had some really great answers. It was really fun to see some of my more obscure characters show up. And being that we might be in this quarantine a long time, maybe I'll do them too. But today we're going to start with Raven. I just want to say that Raven is a character that I booked 20 years ago. I was pretty new to Los Angeles. For those of you who don't know, I grew up in Toronto. And I started my professional acting career at 13. My very first cartoon was Hello Kitty. Yes, I can still do the voice. Hello Kitty's Fairy Tale Theater was proud to present The Wizard of Paws. And it was so much fun. And I had over 20 animated series to my name in Toronto before I ever moved to Los Angeles. It took me a little while to get my footing in LA. And I'm thankful that I stuck it out because I'm so lucky to have this extraordinary career and the most incredible fans. And I get to work with the most incredible people, which will lead me into how I got Raven. So at the time that I booked Raven, I was doing, a little show called Batman with some guy named Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy, which, by the way, was incredible. I could pinch myself sitting between the two of them, getting to act every day. Andrea Romano was the director on that show. She had table reads. We got to see all the stage directions and know everything that was going on. Voice acting is acting. So anyone that says, "Oh, I have a really funny voice, should I do voiceovers?" No, that's awesome that you have a funny voice, and it's certainly worth exploring. But if you don't have any acting abilities, any acting experience, I would say not to move to Los Angeles and sell everything and throw everything away just because you have a cute voice, because voice acting is acting. And when people say, what's the best place to get started? I always say, take as many acting classes as you can, singing lessons, scene study, improv. I myself did Second City in Toronto. I had the greatest time ever. It's imperative to know how to build characters, build stories for characters, because for me personally, when I create a character, they live in my brain, and when it's their turn to come out and play, they come out and play. So I have a lot of people living in my brain. Sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes that's a bad thing. I envision their whole worlds, everything that they're doing. It's super important to read stage directions and know what's going on, because if the line is whoa, your read is going to be different if you see a hot guy or if you're falling off a cliff. So it's important to know what you're doing. It's important to have a good acting base. And after you've taken some regular acting classes, then get into a voice acting studio with somebody that's a really trusted professional, not just someone that says, "Hey, I did a commercial back in '82, so take my class, here's $1,000. I, Tara Strong, personally despise when people take tremendous amounts of money from voiceover hopefuls, because the truth is, voice acting is a very small niche. It's a very small world. It's super hard to break into. Even the most talented, extraordinary, versatile people will never get a shot, because it's also a lot about timing. And I really hate these companies that charge people to audition. There is absolutely no one in my world that got there because we paid to audition. So the only payment you ever give as a voice actor is a percentage to your agent after you book a job. Everybody say that with me. After you book a job through your very reputable agent that you find through the Screen Actors Guild or whatever country you're in, you find a reputable agent that you don't pay until you book a job, they get a percentage which is negotiated from your gig. You do not pay to audition. You do have to pay to make a demo reel, which is why I always say take as many acting classes as you can so that by the time you get in that studio, you're not wasting your money, because a good demo tape will start somewhere at 400, 500, 1,000. I don't know. I haven't made one in a while. It would make me pretty angry if it cost more than 1,000. I apologize to my friends in demos, but 2,000. I mean, kids that really want to break in, hopefuls of all ages, they spend their last penny trying to get into this world. And again, it's super challenging, and I'm not trying to discourage anyone, but I'm also wanting to share some realism and know that don't spend any money on auditioning or waste money on false promises. You only pay your agent a percentage of what you make. Okay, that's my little spiel for not paying to audition today. At the time, I was doing Batman, which was a dream come true. I was working with all the greats in the business, and I was also doing Extreme Ghostbusters. For those of you who don't know, although a lot of you recommended I do Kylie yesterday, so thank you for that. Kylie was a pretty dark, tragic teenager. Batgirl is a pretty dark, real teenager. Sharina Wicket for at Warner Brothers, I was doing the same time. Same thing, dark, tragic teenager. And I like to really make subtle or extreme differences in every character that I do, so they don't all sound alike. And so each character has their own world, their own personalities, the way they laugh, the way they talk, the way they feel. And it's super important to me to not bring one of those characters into another world. So when I was auditioning for Raven, I was a little bit nervous because it was yet another dark teenager, and I was already doing several at the same time, so I didn't want them to conflict with other jobs that I was doing. However, I was also doing a little character named Bubbles at the time, which one is the greatest times of my life. And in the original audition for the Teen Titans, by the way, when you get an audition, you get a piece of paper that has a drawing of the character, you get a character description, and you get sides. Sides is a portion of the script, and that is what you read for your audition. Now, I do all my first auditions right here in my home studio. When we don't have COVID, we go to callbacks. We go to callbacks at the studios at Warner Brothers, at Cartoon Network, at various studios around Los Angeles. But my first auditions I do here. That is not how everybody does them. I have many friends that are voiceover greats that prefer to be directed in a studio at the agency. So at the time, I was, like I said, doing Bubbles as well. And the original audition, Raven was described as part demon. You know, she was this tragic teenager that liked to meditate and read and be by herself, and she didn't really have time for a lot of silliness, and she had a lot of inner demons and struggles. And Starfire was described as a grown-up Bubbles. So I thought I was gonna book Starfire because I'm pretty much a grown-up Bubbles. So I went into the audition. I read for Starfire. I read for Raven. I did it at the Warner Brothers Studios. At the time, that was in Sherman Oaks. It's no longer there. And at the audition was Glenn Murakami, of course, Andrea Romano, David Slack, a lot of executive people, which can be intimidating. So my biggest advice when you go into a callback situation and there's a lot of people behind that booth, it can feel scary, it can feel intimidating, it can feel like they're all looking at you going, impress us. But really, they're all looking at you going, oh, I hope this person brings something special to the table and is something that we've been looking for so that we can make this character really come to life. Animation is a super collaborative process, and everybody works together to bring it to life. So I went in and I first read Starfire, and then I read Raven, and I read Raven in pretty much my own voice. And midway through the audition, I was a little panicked, thinking, I hope this doesn't sound too much like Batgirl or Kylie or Sharina. or Ingrid Third from ex-middle school safety patrol. And I left the mic, I left the stand, and I was walking past the booth, and I had this last minute idea that maybe because she's part demon, every time she speaks, there's this weird roll that comes into her voice. And it hit me way after I initially worked on the script. It hit me after my first audition. It hit me after the callback. And I just stopped, and I looked at Andrea, who knew me from Batman, and I said, I have one more idea. Can I try one more thing? Now, you're not always going to get that chance. Thankfully, Andrea gave me that chance. So you should, sure, go in. And so I went in, and I just started doing this role with everything she said. And it's in the bottom of my throat. It doesn't hurt me to do it at all. You guys can try it at home. You can just go, ah. The fun thing about Raven is no matter what's going on, no matter what the excitement, she's never really too enthused. It's never vocally taxing. In fact, the most challenging parts of Raven are when she has to be high energy, because I don't want to lose that role, and I don't want to lose who she is if she's too excited, except for like the Colors of Raven, which was really fun, where she got to explore all the different parts of her personality. I'm sure you guys love that episode. So thankfully that's what booked the job. So it was listening to my gut, listening to my intuition, and being organic, and having people around that were willing to try that with me. So, I want to say to everybody in those situations that if you're not confident, just feel confident and fake it and listen to yourself. And if something isn't sounding right, you want to try something, be confident. If you're not confident, fake it, and try something that you thought, you may not have thought of before, and then you tried it. And the most magical thing about doing Teen Titans is the cast. We became a family very quickly. There were several people on that show that had done a ton of animation, Scotty Menville, Hinton Walsh, and then there were two newcomers, Kari Payton and Greg Sipes. And let me say that Greg Sipes was really green. And we all worked together, and we all really fell in love. We are a family. We have been married. We have had children. We have gone through hardships. We've gone through deaths of family members, and we are a family. And we love doing the show. We would do it till we're dead. Maybe there's microphones up in heaven. That'd be awesome. We were also sad when it got canceled. We also all want season 6, so I'm answering that for you. And maybe one day they'll do it. But in the meantime, we are having so much fun doing Go. I think Go works because they kept all the original cast. We are innately all the same characters. And we have so much fun on that show. And I love that it brings joy to people around the world and happiness. And one of my favorite things about doing Raven is going to cons and meeting people who say, Raven saved my life. Raven got me through my parents' divorce. I felt like a loner. I felt like nobody understood me until I saw Raven. When people cosplay as her, it warms my heart. I've cosplayed as her. I love to cosplay. I love when boys cosplay Raven. I love when people of all color, all nationality. That's the most beautiful thing about animation and about cons. Everybody's welcome. It's gender fluidity. It's the most, I think, accepting world. And so I'm super proud to be a part of it. One of my most touching Raven moments was a girl who was dressed as Raven at a con. She was talking and talking and talking and talking. And I look over and I see her mom, and she's really crying, like a lot. Now, a lot of people cry when they meet me. I get it. But this lady was really, really crying. And I asked her if she was okay. And she said, my daughter's severely autistic, and she hasn't spoken in 5 years. And when she heard you were coming, she didn't shut up. And that warmed my heart a lot. So I miss going to cons and seeing you all. And I want you to know that I keep your art. I get the best presents when I go to cons. People make me all kinds of fun things. This is really cool. Somebody made like a Barbie Raven, which I love so much. And artists that are inspired by our shows, I'm so grateful for you. Some of the most talented, incredible artists. Look at Raven and Trigon. It's just beautiful. It's like this metal thing. And a lot of the artists sign work for me. And a lot of the artists are there for me for charitable causes. This piece was helped for the Teen Titans Go movie premiere. It's a BB Ray poster. For that premiere, I decided to choose a special guest to be my plus one, and I put it out on the internet for a deserving person to be my date. And I decided to choose my friend Anthony, whose sister we lost in the Parkland shooting. And he was the greatest date ever. And we're so sad for their family and Gina Montalto's family. And they have a beautiful organization if you feel like donating to their cause or any of the causes of the Parkland family, Fred Guttenberg, and all these organizations that are really trying to bring some gun sense to this country. I'll get off my political platform for now, not forever. I'm gonna start taking questions. So, hi Matthew, hi Dark Knight. You drew Raven on the whiteboard. You learned to look at. That's cool. I really love when people make art of our shows. At Warner Brothers, there's an entire wall devoted to fan art. So when you think, oh, I'm going to send something and they're not going to get it or they're not going to see it, actually we do. Most of us love it. Most of us save it. And it's very touching to see all the different versions and body types and love relationships, and it's very touching, and as much as possible we save things at cons. And like I said, at Warner Brothers, there's a huge wall dedicated to your art. That's so beautiful. I appreciate you that I got. Someone just said that I got them through their mom's death. I lost my mommy, so I feel you. It's the worst. It's the hardest thing ever. Hi everybody. Hi Matthew. Hi Polly. What was your favorite moment doing Twilight Sparkle? Well, Twilight Sparkle is not today, so you're going to have to wait for Twilight Sparkle questions. Today, I am taking Teen Titans questions, and I am taking Raven questions. What would you do if Vicky... Okay, we're not going to talk about Fairly Odd Parents. Have you ever thought about a real-life character? Yes, I love doing on camera. It would be so much fun to play any of my characters on camera. Hi. Hi, dark cartoonist. Does my throat hurt after doing a voice? Yes, my throat often hurts after doing voices, but not for Raven. She's just one of those characters that I can do forever. I do always bring a drink with me into the studio. I always have water. I'm someone that likes a bunch of different drinks, so I usually have a water and a coffee and a Zevia. For those of you who don't know, that's like a diet soda without aspartame. I'm kind of obsessed with it. I've never smoked. I try not to shout. If you're sick, in general, you don't want to go to the studio and get the other actors sick. It's a very small space. In fact, in the beginning of the COVID crisis, there was a group session for a video game, and it was all these people that I know and love very much, and it was really hard to not run over and hug them and kiss them, because we all love each other a lot. It's part of why animation is such a beautiful community. Hi, Glenn Luca. Hi, I'm so happy your kids love Teen Titans Go. What are my favorite Teen Titans villains? Oh, well, my favorite Teen Titans villain, of course, has to be Trigon, because he's my dad, and that's a pretty complicated situation. Any chances for season 6? I think there are chances. I think we can do 6 and Go at the same time. I would do Teen Titans on Ice. So please keep writing into Warner Brothers and Cartoon Network and letting them know how much you love it, how much you want it. They listen to you guys. It's because of you guys that we've got to keep the voices of these characters, and the truth is we love doing these voices. If there's ever a time when a voice actor is not doing a role they originated or inherited, they are not happy about it. Nobody in my world says, I don't want to do Raven anymore because I'm not getting enough money. We love we do, and so we are nothing without the fans, so I'm super grateful for you for that. What's my favorite Teen Titans episode? Well, in Teen Titans Go, I love Lady Legacy. I also love The Colors of Raven. I loved the Teen Titans Go movie. I thought that was a lot of fun. Do you watch Teen Titans when it's TV? I have watched all the Teen Titans. No Ravens doesn't get stressful. I'm trying to keep up with all your questions. Thank you that I'm your favorite. Was it true that you auditioned for Starfire? Yes, if you scroll back and listen again, you'll hear in the very beginning I auditioned for Starfire. What's the difference for video games as opposed to series when doing Raven? Okay, so when we do Teen Titans Go and Teen Titans, we do them as a full cast record. It was some pretty fantastic times doing the original Teen Titans with all the extraordinary actors that got to play with us in the studio. And when you do a video game, you're usually by yourself because your character can have, thousands of lines. So it doesn't really make sense to have everybody in the studio, waiting for it to be right. And we really want to give all of our effort and all of our soul into doing these games, because, you know, people that are gamers, like, they live in the game with you, so we want to honor that audience too. What's your favorite character that you've ever given your voice to? Ooh, I think we're going to have to wait on that one. We're going to have to wait to another one. What's my favorite saying as Raven? Well, do you guys want to do it with me? Are you ready? Let's do this one. Let's do this Azarath together. And let's do it as a special prayer for the world, that we all heal together. And we fight off all negativity, and we work together, and we stay home, and we wake up soon to a much brighter day. Are we ready, everyone? Azarath, Metreon, Zinthos. Did you do it with me? Okay, good job. Hi, Comic Geek. Hi, Parker. Hi, guys. Hi. Hi, everybody. Hi, Ben. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Do my kids make voices? Yes, my kids make voices all the time. They love it. They grew up watching my shows. They grew up coming to the studios. I worked up until I delivered them, which is so fun. It's the beautiful part about the acting world, that you can work and it doesn't matter what you look like. And my kids would kick in my belly for different voices. Different voices would make them react differently, which was kind of fun. And then when they were born, I would bring them to the studio. I was lucky enough to have a nanny or a friend or a family member with me, and I'd go into the booth, and then I'd take a break and I'd nurse them, or I'd play with them, and they would run around Nickelodeon and have so much fun. My son once told me when he went to preschool that it was very challenging for him, because he grew up with Kevin Michael Richardson and Cree Summer and all these amazing people doing voices all the time, and Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network, which are beautiful and colorful and awesome and great experiences. And he said that he was sad, and he just wondered why all the other kids weren't missing Nickelodeon. It's good that you can do Raven really well. Do I ship the original BB Ray? Well, Greg Sipes and I are super duper close, so yeah, that's probably a yes. Do I miss Rusey and Wayne? Of course I miss Rusey and Wayne. They were the cutest, sweetest people in the world. Who could have written that Mickey and Minnie were married? And I'm guess happy thinking that they're together in heaven. Can you say Puddin'? No, I am not doing any other voices. Today is Raven, and we may have a very long quarantine, so you guys want to save some other voices for some other times. Do you ever give input ideas for the writer scenes? So the writers on Teen Titans, the original, and the writers on Go are so fantastic. We're very, very lucky, and sometimes, once in a while, we'll improv or say, hey, can I say it this way or do it this way? But for the most part on Teen Titans and Teen Titans Go, we stick to the script. Hi, Tara. Will you and Roger Craig make a Hey Tara video? Probably, because I hate Roger Craig Smith, so I'm sure I'll make a lot of other videos about me hating him. You're such a huge inspiration. Hi from Egypt. Wow. Hi, Egypt. Oh my gosh. Me and the kids were actually booked on a plane to go to Egypt and see the pyramids for a week, and then go to Israel and visit some of my family in Israel. And we had to cancel this trip because of this crisis. So I'm reaching out to my friends all over the world, and hopefully one day we'll be together again. Thank you for saying I'm amazing. I think you're amazing. What do I love most about Teen Titans? I love that we're a family. I love that we all know each other really well. We all know pretty much how the other person's going to do a line. My cast are the most extraordinary humans you'd ever want to meet. The hardest working Teen Titan is Scott Menville. He carries the show. If you guys ever got a chance to watch behind the scenes and him screaming at the mic and doing everything, whenever there's a group line, Scotty is at the very end of the mics. The mics are all, we're all sitting or standing at a mic with a music stand, and we all look to him for the cue. So he'll say 1, 2, 3, and we'll all do it with Scotty. Scotty really is the leader of the team in real life, even though on the show he's not really the leader of the team. Come to Dubai again. Wow, I had so much fun in Dubai. The people were so welcoming and wonderful. Thank you that I'm your childhood. Thank you so much. Why do you hate Roger? Okay, I don't really hate Roger, but it's so much fun to pretend to hate Roger. And the funny thing is, I went into a session one day and I don't know, someone asked, some director asked why I hated him, and I don't really, but don't tell the internet. I love Roger. He's awesome. Hello, everybody. Thank you. I know, I want to get a Harley Quinn tattoo too. I have no tattoos, but my dream would be to get Batgirl on one shoulder and Harley on the other. So I have my angel and my devil. Mustache Bunny is dead. Thanks for asking. It's no big deal. Happens. She had a beautiful life. How was doing Ravens for the Teen Titans Go movie? That was so much fun, and getting to sing as Raven was really fun. I love doing that movie so much, and I think I saw it 3 times. It's like, I don't always watch all my stuff all the time, but that movie really, really made me laugh. Thank you. I love Melody too. Hi, Toon. Hi. Aw, thank you, Radical Josh. Who do you voice besides on Teen Titans? I got to do Jana from Wonder Twins, which was like a huge dream of mine. Like, as a little girl, I used to love the Wonder Twins cartoon, so that was really, really fun. And we often get to voice extra characters on the show. It's super valuable as a voiceover artist to be versatile, to be able to change your voice and become different characters, because often in the studio they'll say, hey, can you throw in this little girl on a bike? Can you be this little boy? Can you be this mom? Can you be this TV anchor? Can you be someone from Texas? Can you be someone from England? Can you do all these things? And the more training you have, the more tricks in your basket, the more you'll work. For a voiceover actor, they pay you 1 scale fee for up to 3 characters. So it makes more sense for a studio to hire someone that can do 3 characters than having to hire 3 individual characters. But another day, maybe we will go into changing your voice and seeing all the different places that your voices can go, because we're getting low on time. But I had so much fun. So this was Raven, and I'm going to try and meet you guys here every day at noon, because I want to let you know that I'm with you, and I'm sad with you, and I'm scared with you, and I'm trying to be happy with you and keep spirits up. So I just don't want anyone to feel alone. And I think that is maybe the scariest thing in this crisis, is feeling like you're alone. You're not alone. We are in this world pandemic together, and I think if we're here for each other as much as we can be, that brings some light on this craziness. Have you ever sat in on a pitch that got picked up in a series? I can't remember. I've pitched my own series well, we'll talk about that another time. Yes, thanks, Hazel. Go over to FanMeo. My FanMeo is on Sunday. You'll get some one-on-one time with me. It'll be just us. I want to thank everybody that came today, and we're going to do this again tomorrow, so I'll do another post after this one, and I'm going to ask everybody who we should do tomorrow. So don't forget to vote, and don't forget to have your questions ready. I'm going to try and get to as many questions as I can. Thank you, DP. I hope I say people's names right. If you missed any of these questions, because I see some of the questions coming up, just go back to the beginning of this story. I'm going to leave it on my story for a day, and you can catch anything you missed. So thank you, everybody. Thanks for listening. I hope I got to answer some of your questions. We have a lot of time together. Hopefully not too much. And I'll see you guys all tomorrow.